Oh, so I'm super into systems, and I was puttering, which is what I call it when I'm cleaning up. Um, so I have ADHD and probably autistic. I'm autistic, okay? I'm autistic ADHD, but I'm undiagnosed for the autism, and I won't be because it's too much to even pursue that, but it's a thing. Anyway, um, so I love systematizing or organizing. And so I was just going to show some of my little things. I listened to the audiobook that Marie Kondo wrote last year. In like February of 2024, I listened to that and I was getting ready to move, not knowing if I would move. And then I was like, well, you don't know how you're going to move, because I was in Eugene and I was in a house that I felt really unsafe in, because I had a neighbor who invited a lot of people that would commit domestic violence against her into her home. So I'd wake up to her screaming in the middle of the night. Well, at 3 or 4 in the morning. So it was not great, and I had really bad insomnia, and I didn't know it was safety related. And then the very first night I slept in this apartment, I had no problem sleeping. Now I've been having insomnia again, but I'm unsafe again because I am struggling to pay bills, and so I don't know if I'm gonna have housing. And I've been sick for weeks, which is what this is. But systems. So Marie Kondo. So those are my wool socks that are drying. Oops, I made it unfold when I opened it because I didn't do it, whatever. Anyway, so these are my underwear and socks. The bra drawer is messy. And then there's my cami drawer. And then these are messy too because I didn't really fix them. But I made my bed, and I don't know, a week ago or so I washed all the bed curtains because they gathered dust. And that's my beautiful view. And that's all of my stuff because I have so much stuff. And then this is my closet. Stuff's drying, but I have object permanence issues, so I tried to figure out a system where things could be visible and then they're arranged in a way that makes sense so that I know what I have as options. So this is like dresses with like slacks or business or slightly nicer pants because I have horses and a lot of times I look like crap. So these are like soft, comfy pants that are like PJ pants, like sweats and stuff. And then, so I'm a reviewer and get free stuff, and so I have been drowning in stuff because scarcity made me kind of get more than I needed to. So this is all like tank tops that are like, and like sleeveless, I don't know. It's stuff that would fit well on this design. And then all of my shirts are like organized by color. So this is the sort of thing that makes me happy. I don't know if you can really see. Oh, I guess you can. And then I installed the light today, finally, because it's been dark in here. This apartment has no light in this room, so it has been a thing. So all I've had is like little string lights and then this little LED light. And then, let's see, what else? I kind of organized the table, and this is made for yarn, but it was so beautiful that I just love it. And then this is a cell phone charger, and pens and stuff, and then a charger for the laptops and the gadgets. And then more charging and stuff over here. It took me forever to figure out how to organize my books so that they would look, I don't know, aesthetically appealing to me instead of just being on shelves straight. So I did this angly thing and did them by color instead of subject. which if you had told me a year ago or 2 years ago that I would ever arrange books by color, I would have thought you were mad, because I would have been like snobbish about it. Oh, my poor little plant needs some water. These are my plants. There's my Halloween decorations. So, whoopsies, I've been using things that I don't wear. Like, I have like metal sensitivity, so I wouldn't wear jewelry like this. But it was pretty. So, it's now a plant charm. So my plants are jewelry. Just gonna give him a little. I thought I watered him pretty recently, but I've also been losing track of time. So I don't know. There's like my tools and things, and then like office-y stuff and screws and nuts and bolts and whatever. This is the most chaotic area because it's kind of been the catch-all. That's my tea stuff because I love tea, and like books that I didn't have another place for. And then all of my tape because I love office supplies. Come buy it honestly though, because my grandma was the same way. And then I was going to show like my systems, but I guess I don't really have it. There's like my meds and whatever. And then here's my spices. This is all constantly changing because I just haven't found like a great system yet. But like this is how to store like I use mason jars for pretty much everything because they just work well. And so I love figuring out good ways to store things. And so it's like a hobby for me. Figuring things out is really fun. And I'm obsessed with bento boxes. And so when I'm reviewing things and a bento box comes up, I'm always doing that. I have pre-set up ADHD meds here because a lot of times I don't have the capacity. This is my by the door kind of station. So shoes, house slippers, wet wipes, things that I could take with me if I need to, like Cottonelle, wet wipes or wet ones, and then like pens and hand sanitizer and sunglasses and napkins, and then headphones. And they're not in here because they're in my purse, but like I have loop earplugs for drowning out overwhelming sounds. Anyway, it's just like a bunch of stuff. And then like I was swimming over the summer, and lip glosses and hand lotions. Anyway, so there's that. And then this is piled because there's a bunch of stuff that needs to go down my truck to go to Goodwill, but that's like bags and things, travel stuff. And then I haven't organized this by color and style yet, but that's how it normally is organized, is by color and style. But I just moved a bunch of stuff in here. This is my workstation. Obviously it's a butcher block and it's meant for like kitchen stuff, but I don't use the top as a cutting board. I use a cutting board on top of it, and then I use it for whatever I'm doing. So if I'm doing reviews, I'll take pictures on this and use it kind of as a staging area. This is my like catch-all cleaning stuff for things that are big and I don't have space for, because there's not a lot of storage in this apartment. And then laundry stuff, because there's no storage for laundry stuff by the washer and dryer. These are my like my dry goods, and then also there's extra like juice and stuff in here. And then they put the microwave in this cabinet, which is weird, but I have a toaster oven, so I did not move it out to the counter, or I did at one point and then moved it back because I didn't like not having any counter space. Kind of try to organize my food, but it's chaotic right now. Mason jars for doing whatever I want to do organizationally with mason jars. This is my like throw crap down spot. so I can come in and I can throw my keys and mail and whatever here. I just moved these cups here today, so we'll see if that works as an accessible option for me when I'm preparing to go. My recycling and my trash is under here, and then I keep my cleaners that I actually use and stuff under here. I have more things to store here than space, so it's a bit messy. This is the dishwasher. I hand wash most of my stuff. Well, I hand wash all of my stuff because most of my stuff would be ruined if I use the dishwasher, so I don't use the dishwasher. Cabinet with spices, more spices and, I don't know, baking goods. And then the dishes I use, more baking stuff. This is all in flow. And then, I don't know, what else? The bathroom is all organized. This is all organized. But I'm always changing my systems because it's not, they're living systems. And so they're never static. They're always adapting and adjusting. And there was a time when I used to think that you should be able to like organize and be done, right? Like you organize it once and you're done, and that's just not how it works. That's why I don't like using the word organizing, because organizing to me is like a one and done, right? Like I'm gonna organize it and that's it. Whereas when you create a system, you're thinking about how you use something and why it should be the way it is, in a way that makes sense. And so for me with object permanence, what I do is I arrange like with like, so that I may not know where a specific thing is, but I know that I would have put it with like objects. So like all the office supplies together, all of my tools are together, all of my bathroom stuff is together, and like all my medicines are together. And that's how I operate, so that I don't have to use a ton of my bandwidth in remembering specific items, because I won't. I don't remember things exist. For an example, when I was cleaning up the closet, I was like, what pants are these hanging on this bar thing? And they were jeggings I completely forgot I owned, because they've been out of sight, out of mind. And like, they were something that I wore on like a daily basis for an extended period of time. Forgot I had them, forgot they existed until I saw them. So like, I might remember something if I'm like, oh, what are my options for jeans? I'll be like, okay, I have those jeggings, or I have a pair of like flare boot cut, whatever. But if I'm just going to the closet looking for clothes, and I'm not specifically looking for like jeans, I won't remember they exist. So it's really important that things be arranged in a way that makes sense and is visible to me without being too cluttered, because too much clutter is really overstimulating. So like right now, there's too much kind of like busyness in my living room. But that was kind of a choice because I have all these knickknacks and stuff, and I have a ton of totes in the corner of my room. And so I wanted to like have things out instead of having things in totes that I constantly had to move around. Anyway, the end.